Hello, everybody out there, and welcome back once again here with the future to another DVD and VHS update. I have for you today another special. This time it is a Rod Serling special. Rod Serling, the mastermind behind some of my favorite Halloween time TV shows and movies. And well, there's one here that's not really related with Halloween, but you still have to throw it in there because it's Rod Serling. But man, this guy is the mastermind behind one of my favorite TV shows of all time, and it's the Twilight Zone original series, the complete definitive collection, as you can see there. And to go on with the showcase here of the pickups that I have made and just a complete overview of all my Rod Serling titles. Just a little bit of history on Rod Serling. He was an American screenwriter, playwright, television producer, and narrator known for his live television dramas of the 1950s and his sci-fi anthology TV series, The Twilight Zone. The Twilight Zone ran for 5 seasons on CBS from 1959 to 64. It had unrelated dramas depicting characters dealing with paranormal, futuristic, and disturbing or unusual events. Typically has a moral or surprise ending. And I have never showed this off yet, but yes, one of my favorite TV shows of all time. I love the morality. I love the stories that Rod Serling came up with. He was a mastermind. He would be the narrator for these shows. He'd come on at the beginning and give you a little... just a little segue into the show on kind of what it was about. And here you see, just here on disc 2, includes all 29 episodes of the groundbreaking second season. Some of the favorite ones I have on here, The Howling Man is a great one to watch around Halloween time. And another reason I did this is because Rod Serling was one of the best writers for Halloween time, especially watching Twilight Zone and some of his other works. You can't beat it. King 9 Will Not Return, a great one. Let me scan through here and see if I see any other ones that are... Well, there are so many good ones, but I'm looking for like Halloween related ones. Eye of the Beholder, definitely one to watch on Halloween time. Howling Man, though, on that would be probably the one that I would go with. And inside here, you see each of these are pretty much the same too, but inside here, you see that they have all 5 discs. And I just popped the disc out there. But the discs all look the same. Image Entertainment, CBS Video. Sorry for blocking the camera there. But all of them look the same. But inside you also have this insert that gives you a description of each show, what it's about, each episode. Disc 1, you can see there, it goes to the disc, shows you the episode number, actually the date that it was aired, plus bonus features that they had on them. There you can see audio commentary by Donna Douglas and Eye of the Beholder and aka Private World of Darkness had 2 names. The Howling Man, one of my favorites, if I can find it in here. Oh, Night of the Meek, a little twist there with Santa Claus, but yes. Will the real Martian please stand up? Oh yeah, everybody knows that one where he takes the cap off and has the eye in the middle of his head. Just a great show to watch around Halloween time. Has that creepy Halloween vibe. More deals with supernatural stories and stuff. As I have said, have some notes written here. Yeah. So here you have Twilight Zone, the definitive collection, and I don't think I have much more to say about that. I do pan across it, and I've had it for quite a while. I think I picked it up for like $45 or so, and I've never really got around to showing it, so I figured in this Rod Serling update that I would definitely check it out. Some other works here that I wanted to show off. It's Requiem for a Heavyweight, which really doesn't have any Halloween vibe to it or not. It's about a boxer coming to the end of his career, wishing that he could relive his glory days, and it's just a heartbreaking lead performance by double Oscar winner Anthony Quinn in this. It was actually, I do have some notes here on this. It was actually a play written by Serling and produced for the live TV show Playhouse 90 in 1956, and actually, ironically, it was on October 11th. The feature film was adapted in 1962. The teleplay helped establish Serling's reputation, considered as the finest example of his drama work, his TV drama work. So you have to have Requiem for a heavyweight. That kind of leads in, and it is almost, I mean, it's not like a Twilight Zone episode, but you can see where he kind of had that mind that would later lead on to the original series, which I've already talked about. And after the original series, he started Night Gallery a little bit later after it ended. Because, as I said before, Twilight Zone ran from 59 to 64. Night Gallery actually was an American anthology series that aired on NBC from 1969 to 1973. It featured stories of horror and the macabre. Rod Serling served as a narrator, host, and as a major contributor of scripts. He didn't have control over content and tone as he did in Twilight Zone, though, and it was more science fiction. Why Night Gallery focused on horrors of the supernatural instead of just stories that were futuristic, paranormal, disturbing, or unusual events. It was on the same vein, and each episode would start out with a painting that had to do with it, and there's the master himself. If nobody knows what he looks like, Rod Serling. What a guy. What a mastermind. What a mind this guy had. Night Gallery. The complete first season, actually, I just picked this up along with a really good friend of mine. We went DVD hunting, and I picked this up. It has a slipcover here, and it tells you 20 terrifying stories plus the original pilot movie. It tells you a little bit about what's going on here. It actually includes bonus episodes from the Night Gallery series. Features the biggest stars: Sally Field, Vincent Price, Lindsay Wagner, Carl Reiner, and more. Steven Spielberg directed episodes on here. As it says, thrill to stories adapted from short stories by such legendary writers as H.P. Lovecraft and Conrad Aiken, starring Hollywood's greatest, including Diane Keaton, Joan Crawford, and Roddy McDowall, and directed by cinematic masters like Steven Spielberg, and this unforgettable series now available on DVD for the first time. And speaking of Joan Crawford, I might as well just get this movie out of the way while we're at it, because, I mean, it's not really horror related, it's more like suspense, thriller, murder, mystery, but you see Joan Crawford, Jack Carson, and Zachary Scott in one of the classics, Mildred Pierce, the kind of woman most men want but shouldn't have. And she actually plays in the episode Eyes, which was actually from the pilot movie and directed by Steven Spielberg. But this is Mildred Pierce. And let me check it out. 1945 is when this actually was released. A Mother's Love Leads to Murder and an Oscar. And yes, this was an Oscar winning film. She earned Best Actress Academy Award, and it revitalized her career. 5 other Oscars including Best Picture, nominated for it. A shocking twist ending. So if you haven't seen Mildred Pierce, which I might as well just throw in here because it's a Joan Crawford one, and I was just thinking about it, and I haven't shown that one yet, but there you see it right there. She does star in the episode Eyes from the pilot movie, which is considered the best. There's also The Cemetery, which is really good. A lot of these were written by Serling, but I think they took a little bit more liberty with it than they did in Twilight Zone, and kind of mixed them up and added some monsters and stuff. But I really enjoy it so far. I'm actually on the 3rd disc right now. You can see disc 3 has some bonus stories too there. And this one shows you what's on disc 1 and disc 2. I can't really remember the other episode. It may be Room with a View, but I may be wrong that Spielberg also directed. John Aston directed one of these. One of my favorites so far, starring Burgess Meredith, was The Little Black Bag. So, really cool. Night Gallery, the first season. So that goes great next to, well, I'm just going to deal with these later. Put this one up and deal with the box later. And because I can't seem to hold on to anything. And as I have my notes back. But here we have Twilight Zone, the movie. And I like writing these notes out to give you guys a little bit of history too on these. You know, I do know this stuff, but off the top of my head, it's kind of hard to remember everything after I study it. So I kind of just write it down and like to give you guys a little bit of history in these vids too. A little bit different than just showing a vid like here's Twilight Zone. You know what I mean? But 1983 American anthology sci-fi fantasy horror film produced by Steven Spielberg and John Landis as a theatrical version of the 1959-64 TV series, The Twilight Zone, created by Rod Serling himself. Burgess Meredith, as I was just talking about, took over his role as narrator. And the film is a remake of 3 classic episodes of the original series and includes 1 original story. And this is the VHS version put out by Warner Brothers, as you can see there. And I'm a fan of this movie, a big fan of it. And there you go. There's the airplane ride. Oh, yeah. It goes. Just, you know, I don't know. It goes wrong. That's all I got to say. And here is the DVD, actually. The DVD, and it says here, we time traveled, witnessed surprise twists, entertained aliens, experienced fear, and first journey to the Twilight Zone of Rod Serling's memorable TV series, and guided by 4 imaginative direct movie makers, we traveled there again. You had directors Joe Landis, who directed the prologue, Spielberg directed the second, Dante the third, and George Miller directed the final segment. The film actually garnered notoriety before its release and is infamous for a tragic helicopter stunt crash which killed actor Vic Morrow and 2 children actors, but they left the parts in, and that's him right there. And he actually perished in the shooting of the segment that he was in. And it led to a high-profile legal case with director John Landis. But no one was found criminally culpable, so Serling's vision comes back to life in the Twilight Zone movie, and I always loved this as a kid. And as I look now, 1983, I was a year old when it was released, so I remember watching it on TV all the time on reruns later on, and knocked it over there. But I like having it on both DVD and VHS there. If I could find the VHSs of the original Twilight Zone, that'd be cool too. But just to say, Requiem for a Heavyweight, I have a note here, Serling's personal favorite of his work too. So you gotta love that. And oh yeah, we can't leave out Mildred Pierce. So actually, we'll put her down here. She reprised in the Night Gallery. But yeah, there you go. Rod Serling special DVD and VHS collection update. Just because the Twilight Zone VHS in there, I'm going to call it that. Even though it's not really an update, I think I have shown that before, but I do have the matching DVD now that I had not shown. The Night Gallery new, the Requiem for a Heavyweight new, the definitive collection I just wanted to kind of show off. Mildred Pierce new. And yeah, I hope everybody found this enjoyable, learned a little bit maybe from watching it as well. I want to thank everybody who has watched lately, tuned in, subscribed, left a comment, gave me a like, maybe even shared it. And if you haven't shared my videos, make sure you share them on Twitter, Facebook, wherever, if you like what I'm doing. Make sure you give me a subscribe if this is your first time watching. Give me a like and comment as well. But for now, I'm going to have to say peace out, guys, until next time. And make sure you tune back in, because I'll have more updates that have to do with Halloween. Everything's going to be horror. I have a Halloween horror update coming up very soon. just like I did last year during Halloween time. I did the grow a zombie last year too, but I'm gonna have to find something else maybe to grow or something else Halloween related that I'm gonna have to do during this year. And maybe a couple top tens too, like I said. So if you'd like to see those, leave a comment below. And yeah, as always, guys, don't get sucked into the Twilight Zone, and be weary of the Night Gallery. And as always, thanks for watching, and peace out.